Well, all right, all right. We welcome you to the D. Leonard Hughes Personal Development Institute coaching show. We're so excited to be with you today. We're recognizing it. We're on 5 platforms. So I see a Johnson Delight. I'm not sure. I can't really see the face. It said there, this is Connie. Well, how are you? Probably give me a little bit more information. We're on 5 platforms, so we welcome everybody on all the platforms. I may not mention you. It's not because I don't want to mention you. It's just that I can't see everybody on 5 different platforms that you're on. Okay, but we're so glad you're there. We got something wonderful for you today. I want to do something. I think I want to sing a dream. All right. Just want to do a little music. I like this song. I see trees of green, red roses too. I see them bloom for me and you. And I think to myself, what a wonderful world. I see skies of blue and clouds of white, that bright blessed day, the dark sacred night. And I think to myself, you know what? What a wonderful world. Listen, the colors of the rainbow, so pretty in the sky, are also the faces of people going by. I see friends shaking hands, saying, how do you do? They're really saying, I love you, and I thank you all. I hear babies cry. I watch them grow. They'll learn much more than we'll ever know. And I think to myself, what a wonderful world. Yes, I think to myself, what a wonderful world. Oh, yeah. Thank you all. Once again, we welcome you to the D. Leonard Hughes Personal we got something personal development show. It's like nothing other show that you've. Let me say something before I get started. Make in your, God bless you, Sister Grace, and all everybody on the other platforms that I can't see. Make it your business not to go the way of the masses. This is what hinders you fulfilling yourself in life, your dreams, your vision, because you go the way of the masses, or you're looking at what other people are doing, and that's what you do. And it's not good. It's not good to follow that. Okay, let's get into this. The lone wolf mentality. Those of you that's been thinking you're dealing with lonely and say you're lonely, you're trying to figure out why you're walking by yourself, why you won't fit in. I got the answer for you. I got the answer for you. And when I tell you, you're going to understand better where you are on your path and in your walk in life of accomplishing the things you want to accomplish. A lone wolf is a very independent or solitary person. I don't want to get ahead of myself, but I'm going to kind of talk about the wolves and how they leave the pack. You can, I am getting ahead of myself. Okay. Hello, Mama. That's my mother, Dolores McRae. We'll be in Florida next week. Get a chance to see her. You cannot develop and build as long as you're in the pack. That's what the lone wolf does. At 2 years old, he leaves and he wants his own family. He wants to develop his own pack because in the pack, you got the alpha male and the female, and that's who controls the whole pack. And then the way the wolf does is if you don't do your part in hunting, they will kill you. Most of the wolves are destroyed by other wolves. If you don't do your part in hunting, it's amazing how the animal kingdom got better sense and better things to do than we do. You see what I'm saying? So that young wolf, he leaves the back. In order for you, listen very carefully, in order for you to be and to develop, okay, Connie, you got to give me a little bit more. You said high school classmates, inbox me and give me a little bit more information. I'm so glad you're there. Just inbox, at least if I can see your picture, I'll understand. Okay, thank you, Connie. All right. What was I saying? Walking your path will be a lonely path, and you will walk as a lone wolf because you step out of the pack. You want your own family, your own business, your own this, and you can't get that as long as you're a part of the wolf pack. You've got to become a lone wolf in order to accomplish and develop an independency of your own. Okay. At some point in your life, hold on, I missed my. At some point in your life, you'll need to embrace being a lone wolf. Stop trying to fit in the crowd. If you're working on some things and you're working on success, you're working on getting ahead. You're not working on just finding another job, but your mindset should be to develop your own business and your own corporation as an entrepreneur, because this is where we are at this point. This is where we are. Okay. You'll have to, a lone wolf goes against the grain. Most folks don't want to go against the grain. They don't want to make any wave. They don't want to upset anybody. They don't want nobody to get upset at them. They don't want anybody to thank you. They don't want anybody to criticize them. Are you listening to me? But in order for you to do and be and have the things in life that you want, you have to remove yourself from the wolf pack and become a lone wolf, because that young wolf leaves the pack to develop his own independence, to get his own mate and develop his own family. They're hardwired to do that. And we're hardwired the same way to be independent, depending on the Christ mind. Once again, this is not a church platform. This is not a religious platform. It's a personal development platform with Christ awareness. I often say you can't be, do, and have. What's hindering you and blocking you for being, doing, and having? You're not developed. You're not ready for it. You think you are. But if you really was ready for it, it would be in your life. That's the way the spirit works. That's the way the universe works when you're ready. So until then, you prepare yourself. You prepare yourself with financial literacy. You prepare yourself in your social area. Most important thing, you've got to go within, because if you don't go within, you will go without. Stop running from yourself because you don't understand you. So you're running from yourself and you're trying to be a carbon copy of somebody else. Don't be nobody else, because all of those positions are taken. You've got to be you. So to be a lone wolf, you have to break free from the herd. See, what you're trying to do is fit in. Now, if you fit in with groups, mastermind, millionaire mastermind, alliance group, fine. But just grouping with people that even when their conversation, I'm going to get to that. How do you know you're a lone wolfer? Your conversation don't even interest you. You ever been in a midst of people that they just talking and gossiping and saying this and saying that, and you feel, no, this ain't feed me. All right. You're operating in a lone wolf mentality because you want to do your own thing and you want to get to another level and you want to develop your own environment. Okay? Ask the questions and face the confronting truth which may alienate you from others. That's not when people stop trying to put yourself among people that push you away. Family, religious people in your religious community, your job, your business. Don't focus on that. Focus on one thing I've learned, and it changed my life, and I'm seeing success is because I begin to develop me. I watch strategies and patterns from other people, okay? But I go my own path. Because within you, please hear me tonight, within you, the power of God, source, Christ, okay? That image of God that's in you already knows the blueprint and have already given you everything that you need, even your desire, even your dream. You already have it. It's not somewhere in the sky. It was when you were put on earth, the blueprint, the master plan was put there. But the question is, and what hinders is discovering who you are. And this is what I'm saying about what have happened in the church world. They cause people to lose themselves. And people trying to be like other folks in their community, and the religious community, and this and that, and you never become yourself because you feel you got to stay with the pack. Because if I come outside the pack, then I'm coming outside my comfort zone. And then it comes to a point that I've got to be responsible for how I eat. I've got to be responsible for watching my back. I've got to be responsible if you come on your own, that you won't have anybody to hang out with. That's the way it is when you're on your own. Every successful person has to go the way of the lone wolf mentality. Being a lone wolf means being a warrior. Wolves are warriors. Come on, somebody. You see a wolf, you go on. They're warriors. Okay? Their whole goal is to get away from the pack. Now, let me tell you something. Then this is gonna blow your mind. And I'm just saying this, okay? Even among the reason why about a year or two they leave the pack, they naturally do that so they won't begin to cohabitate with their siblings. Now, if that shouldn't wake the world up, that we're so out synchronized in doing this and doing that. I really want to get into it, but some of you understand what I'm saying. The unnatural things that's going on now. You don't find wolves doing it. They leave so they won't begin to cohabitate with their siblings. And you wonder why we're in the situation. And it's not about God is against them. No, we're out of sync. We're out of alignment. We're doing stuff out of nature. We're doing stuff against nature. And this is what it's a mess, even with the political world. And you got to see what's going on. What's her name? Marjorie Green. She's off the chain. Off the chain. Gotta be. Cause I don't care if she probably my platform may never get her community, but I never know where my platform goes. She need to sit down and shut up. Okay, she called one of the Homeland Security guys. It has to stop. It's crazy. And the same thing that's going on in D.C., it filters right into the church world or the religious world. And there has to be, see, when you tell the truth, you don't have to remember what you said. I just put that on Facebook. If you tell the truth, you don't have to remember what you said, okay? Let's get back in it. It means standing up for what you believe. How many of you would take down your values, the things that you value, because you want to fit in to the pack? And what the pack is doing, you're not in agreement, but you said, I just want to be a part of the pack because I don't want to be by myself. That's not going to work. It's not until every successful person must walk the road of the lone wolf mentality. You have to do it because that's the only way. If you're going the way of the masses, you're going the wrong way. And you've got to sit down. That's just what I do as a coach. You've got to sit down. You got to go within. You got to know your passion. You got to know what you want to do. You got to understand that loneliness that you feeling. I'm getting ahead of myself, but that's okay. That loneliness that you feeling, it ain't nothing wrong. You've shifted into the lone wolf mentality. You've shifted into a mentality of independence. And see, you're still trying to fit in. You're still trying to make those calls. You're still trying to do those texts. You're still trying to do the social media thing. You're reaching out to people that's not responding to you. Why? And then the people you're reaching out to can't help you. They can't give you the right information. They can't give you updated information. They can't give you empowering things for your mind. They can't take you there. So it's time to let it go and let them go. Stop holding on to people in the name of being lonely. I did a thing. You don't marry because you need to. You marry because you're ready. You're ready to get married. Many of you are not ready. You think you are, but you're not even together yet. You're not whole. You're looking for someone else to make you whole. If I can get the right man, if I can get the right woman, then hey, Sheila, everybody, I can't see all y'all. If I can get the right person, then my life will be complete. You are deceiving yourself. Only person you need is you and the Christ with you for you to go within that source energy, that source power you get that's living on the outside. Stop living by conditions. When you live by conditions emotionally, you stay on a roller coaster. Conditions today, so mood is changing. You influence and not by the inner man on the inside. And that's powerful. Who's influencing you? Who's in your ear? Something I always do in coaching. One of the first questions I ask in coaching is who's in your ear? Whoever's in your ear is controlling your life. In the Christian Bible, when it came to Eve and the evil spirit, evil presence, he got in her. I don't call his name. That's why I don't mention it because I give no place to it. For this purpose, the Son of God manifested, he might destroy the works of him. Okay. Personally, I don't mention him because what happened, it causes the human mind to look at two opposing individuals. God here, the devil here. Catch this. So when you're going through things, you don't know who's doing it. You don't know if it's God. So what I've learned to do is just focus on the power of God and trust God, trust him with my future, and just relax and work on letting it go. Look at me. Let it go. Stuff you're dealing with in here, let it go. Why are you holding on to it? It feels good, doesn't it? Yeah. It feels good when you hold on to certain things because you're guarding yourself just in case something negative happened. I've already guarded myself. And it was Mark Twain that said, I've had a lot of troubles in my life. And you know what? Most of it never happened. Where it happened? In your mind. I often say this, do you really have a problem? Or is it that situation, is it your perception of a problem? Or this person is a problem, but nobody in your life should be a problem, because once you see who they are, once you see where they're coming from, that's when you move on. This is why you never get anywhere, because you just linger and you drag with people and they drag your energy. You got it together. You got your focus. You got your house together. You got it going on. And then all of a sudden you allow somebody to become a distraction in your life. And you find yourself going right back around the mountain again. That's what Israel did. They kept going around the mountain. Remember in school, she'd be coming around the mountain when she comes. That's what you are doing. People just wait and say, she'll be coming around the mountain when she comes. And when you come, because you come in the same route. You take it, you won't get out the pack. Don't be afraid to walk your own path. Walking your own path, you will experience the lone wolf mentality. People will, I'm thinking about the movie, people are going to push you away because they're not going to look at you as normal and you're not. They're operating normally. So you're not operating there. You're operating in a whole different level of your dreams, your business, your corporation, your entrepreneurship. I said a few weeks ago, it wasn't God's plan for you to work like a dog. Really, work was a curse. Because Genesis 3:19, he said, you shall work by the sweat of your brow. But when Jesus came, he came to redeem us from the law. And we're kingdom people. We're not church people. We're kingdom people. We should not still be in the church. Jesus only mentioned the church 3 times. Mention the kingdom many times. We're supposed to be kingdom living, but we're still in the church. And this is why people are leaving, because there's only a remnant of people that know there has to be more. It's more to me. I need to expand. I need to evolve. But you got to get in the community where they can feed you and feed your mind. Because if you feed your mind, life will feed you. Life will feed you. Ask yourself, what do I truly and deeply want? What do you really want? What do you really want? You don't know. You just say, I had to go to work Monday. Oh, God. That's your fault. Because you're not trying to create anything else. That miserable, frustrating, every morning throughout the day on that job. If you're tired, I didn't say quit. But start working on something on the side to build your own little side hustle to make the money, and you don't know where it's going to take you. That's what you do. You weren't supposed to work a job. See, they'd rather give you a check than push you to do your dream. They'd rather give you a check, because in school, we were not taught mental principles. In school, we were not taught about money. There were professors that don't even have businesses. Come on, somebody. So we that are understanding, mostly, can I tell you something? And I say this often, most of the information that's in our heads, I would say 75% is outdated. And you don't update, you have to update yourself. I'm constantly reading, constantly seeing what's coming. There's a book, 2030. You got to you feed your mind. Like you all are trying to operate on just whatever your mind's doing. You're not feeding your mind. When you feed your mind, you direct your mind where you want to go. If you don't feed your mind, then your mind is controlling you and you're all over the place. And you're never, this time next year, you'll be in the same place that you're in. Why? Because nothing has changed up here. Nothing changes until you change your mindset. And God doesn't change your mindset. You've got to be renewed, transformed by the renewal. You renew your mind. How to renew your mind? Taking out the old, putting in the new. Making sure, and your belief system, every thought. What is belief? Belief is nothing but thinking a thought over and over and over and over until you begin to believe it. That's what belief is. What is belief? Thinking a thought. Okay, example. You're sitting, you can't stop the thoughts from coming. You can't stop the birds from flying over your head, but you can stop them from making nests. So you're sitting there, and here comes this thought. You'll never make it. Let me show you something. Anytime those thoughts come, anything negative, you this, you that inner critic talking to you, automatically you've got to reject that, because once that thought stays in your mind for 17 seconds, other thoughts like it through the law of vibration. Other thoughts like it. Oh, you're not going to make it. And it give you a million reasons why you can't do it. A million reasons people don't like you. And this is where you're living. And it's not true. People not even think. You wonder what people think? Don't do that, because they're not even thinking. They're not thinking. They're not thinking about you. You go in a place, you think all eyes are on you. That ain't true. There's 8 billion people in the world, and there's millions of things. Our minds, there's 60,000 thoughts that go through our mind every day. You said, I didn't know that. I know, because we only stay on 1 or 2 thoughts. And most is worry, anxiety, anxious, fear. That's where we stay. So we never can expand our world. You expand your mind. See, I tell people, all that religious stuff, you got to get that out of your mind. You must develop a relationship with you. And as you develop a relationship with you develop a relationship with the Christ within you. When I begin to start personal development, I begin to understand the Christ within me, and I have the Christ mind. You have the mind of Christ. Let the same. Why do we diminish principles? Don't diminish. You can't diminish the law of gravity. It is what it is. It's going to be here before we got here, while we here. If we leave, the law of gravity. So the same thing about kingdom laws, laws of nature, laws of the universe, laws of the mind, spiritual laws, kingdom laws, the same thing. It works if you work it. And I often say, you ain't got to run around to get a word. Stop that. You find, and I believe in the prophetic. I am a seer myself, okay? Don't do yourself like that. Running every Bible. Everybody come to town. You're running. See what they got to say. And you're still not finding what you need. Why? Because you're looking without. Well, how do I look within? You begin to develop. One, my company, D. Leonard Hughes Personal Development Company. We send out blogs every morning. And sometimes I do put something on Facebook, and I do my show. You got to put yourself in the community. What changed my life? I got out of the religious community, okay? I began to become a part of Millionaire Mastermind Alliance groups. And when I became a part of those groups, I watched, I learned, I listened, and the things they begin to say on personal development, it began to resonate, and it began, this is how it works. It's not going to happen. You can, as they do in church, you can jump, you can shout. It ain't not going to happen until your mindset changes. If your mindset, you can run around wherever you are 20 times. I'm going to be a millionaire. No, you're not. Because you're not like you're saying it. Not saying you're not. But how much do you know about how much financial literacy do you have? What do you know about stocks and bonds and Bitcoin? This is where we are. The banking system. This is where we are. You learn, don't put all your money in the bank. Better get your safe under the house or what. Don't put all your money in the bank. Don't put all your money in the bank. I ain't going to give nobody ideas where to check if they want to get it. But you can't, don't put all your money in the bank. You can't even trust the banking system. Stay with me. Stay with me. Keep bringing back your focus on what you desire on the deepest level, not what others want to project or done. You do what you desire, because if you don't think, somebody gonna think for you. If you don't have a plan, somebody around you gonna come up with a plan for you, and it's gonna be their plan, and it's not gonna be your plan. Okay? Our paths are not static. They are constantly shifting. Remember something. Life shifts. Life evolves. Life change. Your path shifts. Your path evolve. Your path change. What you're doing now, you may change 2 years from now. That's okay. That's okay. If you're working, but you work. If you're working, work towards something. If you're punching a clock, 9 to 5, 8 to 4, 7 to 3, 12 to whatever it may be, it's okay to do that. But are you really fulfilled in doing that? Do you really feel a part, really making an impact in life in doing that? No. You know why? Because you're not being the person that God made you and created you to be in your own way. I often say this. He did not make you to be like Jesus. He made you to develop the Christ mind and be the person he developed you to be. You never find that Jesus told the disciples to be like him. No, he allowed them to have their own personality. He knew their personality. He knew Judas' personality. He knew Peter's personality. That was their personality that had to be developed. But he did tell them, the works that I do, shall you do. So those of you that's dealing with loneliness, ain't nothing wrong with you. You're going through the period of the lone wolf mentality. That's all happening. And because you're trying, but in doing so, the struggle is you're trying to become a lone wolf to get where you want to get, but you're still trying. You can't stay in the pack and adventure off. It's impossible. That wolf, he can't stay in the pack and adventure off at the same time. Can't do it. And the same thing, they call you, you start that negative, toxic relationship all over again. It's been 6 months since you heard them, but because they're still in your spirit, they're still in your mind, you still pulling on them, you still wondering why they ain't called, boom, the Paul pops up. God, where you been? And you know it's been a toxic relationship, a friendship the whole time. Let it, why do you do that? And you wonder, you got all of this negative energy. You can't maneuver. You can't be what you want to be and do what you want to do. Feel the fear, but act anyway. Whatever that fear is, act it out. Face it. If you run from it, if there's a fear of losing, get out there and make it happen. The fear of people not receiving you, the fear of people rejecting you. Are you serious? You worried about the peanut gallery? The peanut gallery rejecting you? The person on your job didn't speak. Person on the street didn't speak. Whatever church you go to, that went in, they didn't even speak. You need to grow up and remember, walk as a lone wolf. Get outside the pack. Develop your own family. That's what a young adult wolf who ends up leaving the pack they were born into usually go so to develop their own pack. That's a big difference. Lone wolves don't leave because they want to stay alone. They leave in order to find the mate, their own territory, and form their own pack. They don't want to just fit in. When you think of someone who is a lone wolf, what do you think of? Someone who oh wait a minute, I wrote something here. Okay, let me get up. I wrote something here. Okay. When you're a lone wolf, there is more freedom because you have fewer friends, so you can do what's truly important. Okay? Stay with me. Stay with me. Walking your own path invokes fear cause you're going. Anytime you're walking your own path, you're going to meet resistance. Look at me. You're going to meet fear. It's okay. Push past the fear. Don't let the fear paralyze you. When you find yourself fearful of something, let me talk about jumping in for a car. You're trying to do something, you're meeting a resistance of fear, and you just grip. That's the time to step out. That's the time when you feel all that fear. That is the time to step out and do it anyway. What did Nike say? Just do it. Listen, I'm talking to you tonight. Just do it. Do it. I don't know whether Aletha, Candy, Grady is just, if you're still on, let me know. As a seer, I'm sensing something. I don't do much of this on this platform, but there are people that come on that I sent something for them. Okay. Because when you choose your path, okay, I said that once aware, you work on your weakness and make them your strength. Okay. Aletha, I don't know you, but it's the spirit is really moving you. When I say moving you, there is a momentum that's happening around you. Go with the momentum, the things that's in your mind, the ideas. This is the time, sis, for you to walk into it. This is not your season. This is your time. And I don't do much of the prophetic on this show because it's not but it's still, I'm a seer. So I don't make excuses, but that's what I sensed for you. I kept looking and your name and your little picture kept jumping at me. I said, okay, let me see. And that's what I'm sensing. You've got a momentum flowing with you. You've got a wave of the spirit. Just go with it. It may take you, it may take you into the deep, but go with it. Because He has groomed you and built you, I hear this, to swim with the sharks. So don't be afraid to put yourself in the midst of where the sharks are. Just let that wave take you and do all that you want to do. And I thank you. Benny, there's my godson. You need to contact me because I had a vision of the day and I saw all of these. I know you in the trucking business. I don't know how many trucks you have, but I see a great expansion for in what you're doing. You're kind of, Benny, you're kind of moving here and moving there. You got a whole lot of things in your mind. It's okay. Tap into this, tap into that. You got time. Don't feel that. See, let me tell you something about success and most successful people. Steve Jobs, he got fired from, can't remember the company he was with, Walt Disney. He got fired from the editor of a newspaper because they say he didn't have no talent. But look at Walt Disney World now. We're going next week. So, Benny, all the things you're doing, just do it. Just go through it. You may not do it long. It's okay. But everything we do is getting us ready for the dream, for the business, for the entrepreneurship that life has for us. So this is why, Benny, just go with all the things you want to do. Just launch out. Just launch out. And because I see a lot of things that you got going on in your mind. You're just trying to figure out how to maneuver. Do what you can do. The Spirit's going to show you how to maneuver because we're supposed to have multiple streams of income. Adam, Genesis 2:8, he had multiple streams, 4 streams, 1 river. Okay. Job had 3 streams of income: cattle, gold, silver. See? So there's other, y'all don't be lazy. Get out there and do some things. Write the book. Oh, nobody ain't gonna read it. You don't know that. There's 8 billion people in the world. Somebody needs your story, you all. I don't care whatever your story. I got a story, but I had to reframe my story. See, because if you don't reframe your story of what you've gone through, it will depress you. So you have to give it a positive, what do they call that? A positive story, to a twist. Give it a positive twist. That's how you trick your mind. You got that? You trick your mind when it's doing that negative stuff by a positive picture. Because remember, if you think a thought for 17 seconds, other thoughts like it start coming. And before you know it, you're way out there in depression and anxiety. You're trying to figure out how you got out there. A thought. Wow. How do you get to all those places, y'all, in emotion? A thought. What happened when a person commits suicide? A thought. This is why I deal with mental health. What happens when a person rapes somebody? A thought. Somebody carjacks somebody? A thought. Rob somebody? A thought that they believe. What is believe? A thought you keep thinking, and then before you know, you act on it. So this is why. And in life, you can think of some crazy stuff that you know you'll never do, but your mind visits those areas. This is really good. Then at the end, I want you all, I only do this every so often. Let me do this now. I want you all, we're building a wonderful company. There's 190 countries across the world. I want to put personal development, DeLeonard Hughes Personal Development Institute in every country. He said, you got to dream big. And it's happening. I send my mental wake-ups. I often say this. Listen to me. I'm going to show you how it starts. I begin to just, different things begin to resonate in my mind. I begin to research it and stuff that the wisdom I had. And I started with 10, sending out, 9, because, mine, I would send email one to me so I see how it looked. And I started with 10. And it kept growing. It kept growing. Now I'm sending out close to 8,000 mental wake-ups every morning. Now, wait. I'm on Medium. I'm on WordPress. So they've got hundreds, millions of followers. So I'm all over the place now. But it started with 10, and I wasn't afraid. Now, yes, my mind told me, oh, what you're putting out is not important. But that I listen, belief is a thought. According to your belief, according to your faith. Yes, my mind told me. I'm giving you an example. Oh, nobody's going to read it. When I started at 10, nobody's going to read that. And all of this, so that inner critic was talking in here. Now, I had to make a decision. Don't you swipe. I'm helping you. I had to make a decision whether to listen to that, to listen to the inner critic beating you. And sometimes that inner critic in your mind, we all have it. He's not going nowhere. Okay? and more anxiety you have, the more that thing would holler and scream, you can't do it, you did. And it brings up all the negative stuff you would, when you was a child, your family said, your sister said at school, and it just screams in your head, and it overpowers, and it drowns out your dream, and you go somewhere and sit down. A thought. Why are you where you are? Look at me. This is good. You're where you are. Number one, because of a thought and the decision and choices that you've made. Okay? Because we don't play the blame game. We take full responsibility. Okay? Thoughts. Why you say, how can I get out of here? Change your way of thinking. There's no force gonna pick you up. Problems just don't dissolve like that. And church have made y'all feel like that. And you know it yourself. It just don't go away like that. There's things that you've got to fix because you created that thing. Oh, cut me somebody. That major negative situation or what you call a problem, you created that. So you've got to fix it with the proper tools and proper information, because if it's killing your self-esteem, if it's killing your self-confidence, then you need no longer to believe that thought. What is belief? A thought. You keep thinking, you keep thinking. When you begin to step out, you will meet resistance. Any of those trucks you want, go for it. Others, whatever you want, go for it. You're going to meet resistance. You know what I do? When that inner critic tell me something is not going to happen, I talk back. I said, it's too late. It's already happened. Because he's already given us everything that we need. That's what I said. I said, you're right. It's not going to happen. That's what I tell the inner critic in my mind. I said, you're right. It's not going to happen because it have already happened and I receive it. See? And you try that. When your mind, this ain't going to happen, say, you know what? It's too late. You're right. It already happened, and I receive it, and I'm acting as if it's already done. That's the key. That's the key. All right. I want you all to support a company on tonight. I'm going to put the information up, the sewing information or donation, or whatever you want to call it. Whether the donation, whether it's a seed, whether it's sewing, it's totally up to you. Whatever you want to do is up to you. I'm not going to tell you what to do. But if this, my blogs in the morning, this show, D. Leonard Hughes Personal Development Institute is helping you, I want you to, this is what I do. I've got a lot of audio books because I'm not really a, book in my hand type of person, but I still will buy the book and sometimes send it to somebody else because I want to contribute to the author, because I don't want to take his good information that's changing my life and not support who's helping me mentally. See, because your help mentally is more important than anything. Okay? So I'm going to leave that up. Let me finish. Following your own path will be difficult and lonely initially. That's what many of you are going through. Many of you going through that. That's why you're going from relationship to relationship. What are you looking for? What do you want? One of my clients yesterday, I was talking. They're having all these relationship problems, and in 1 year they've dated 4 people. And I told her, I said, it doesn't work like that. I said, what are you looking for? Well, I'm looking for, I said, you're not going to find that in a person. You have to find that in you. Well, I'm looking for companionship. You got to become your own best friend and your own companion first and stop making excuses. Okay? This is how it works. And as one of my mentors, Johnny Coleman, used to say, it works if you work it. That's understanding the lone wolf mentality. Okay? Others say, okay, when we look up the term in dictionary, we get a person who prefers to work, act, or live alone. This term is used at first to describe people who were loners and didn't interact with others. But more recently, we've heard it that lone wolfers are people that stepped outside the pack. And I don't mean you sitting somewhere, oh, I'm so lonely. I'm so that. No, you stepped outside the pack simply because you want to develop your own environment, your own family, everything. So you have to get out the pack, family pack, friend pack, become a part of groups, okay? Mastermind groups. There's many of them on Facebook, personal development groups, financial groups. For financing, Dave Ramsey, excellent. Get lit. You also Robert Kiyosaki, Rich Dad Poor Dad, excellent. And these are audiobooks. When you feed your mind with stuff, thoughts are seeds. It begins to grow, be it positive, be it negative. Proverbs 23:7 said, as a man thinketh in his heart, in his subconscious, so you are what you keep thinking. That's why you must watch your thing. And remember, what you see here, what you watched this morning, you brushed your teeth, that's not the real you. That's only the house that you live in. Okay? That's only the house. The real, you're nothing but energy. Like the electricity in the building, that's what we are. We're full of the spirit, full of the energy. And that's why you have to protect your energy and make sure that your energy is not among anybody. Protect your energy, okay? Protect. Thank you. Those that are supporting, I appreciate you. The information's at the bottom. And I thank you. It's been wonderful. Next week, we'll be on. We'll be on next week. We're on every Friday. This show is on every Friday. Now, if you would like to receive a morning mental wake up every morning, I put positive message out to wake your brain up, wake your mind up. You can inbox me and I will upload you into the app. And I'm almost at 8,000. So you'll be almost part of that going up to 8,000. Just inbox me and say, Dr. Hughes put me on I want to get it every morning. People get it. It's changing lives. There were mornings I didn't even want to do it. But you got to work past that. There's sometimes you don't feel like, well, people really listen. Am I really reading? Just get past it. Don't worry about the numbers. Just do what you're doing. Keep the momentum going. You keep the momentum going, you're going to get where you need to get. Okay? D. Leonard Hughes here. So I thank you. Thank y'all so much for supporting. And I thank you. All right? D. Leonard Hughes here. Say thank you for listening. Peace out. Thank you for those that are donating and sewing. Appreciate it. Go back and listen to this again. All right. Good night, y'all.